Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. As you've seen by the title, I am going to be answering some questions about my foreign-born husband and what it's like to be in an intercultural marriage. Oh gosh, I forgot my ring. Hold on. There. Without any more distractions, let's go ahead and get into these questions so that you can find out a little bit more about Alex and what it's like being in this marriage with him. I am from the United States of America. I am American. Alex is from Peru. Born in Peru, kind of born and raised in Peru and Argentina, and then his adult life he's lived here in the United States. He does not. He understands a lot more than he can speak. And there are times where I will just speak to him in English and he'll respond in Spanish to the point that I'm like, why aren't you trying? When he moves in, he already knows we're changing up the dynamic a bit. It'll be interesting and fun to see him practice speaking more English. Yes and no. So Alex had never really actively practiced his English before meeting me. And upon meeting me, he was like, oh, okay, now I have a reason to learn English, which, I mean, I don't agree with that logic, but it's fine. Yes, because he lives in the United States and I am from the United States. Alex is 45. He's lived like 15, I think of it as the 15 rule, because he's lived 15 years in Peru, 15 years in Argentina, 15 years in the United States. That might be a little off, but I mean, generally 15 years in each country thus far. This one's a little difficult to answer because Alex is not the first Latino that I have dated. He's the first Peruvian I've dated. I feel like the impact has been lessened. He has been influenced by the three cultures that he's lived in. So I won't say that there was something particularly Peruvian or Latino that was a big surprise for me. What I will say is that how hard-headed he is was a surprise for me. He told me at one point when we were arguing in the beginning of our relationship, no one has ever told me no. I would be exhausted when I finished with Alex, but I think that letting him know that he wasn't the only one that had a valid opinion around these parts was very helpful for setting the respect and the boundaries that we have now in this relationship. What I do really find myself drawn to is the indigenous history of Peru. When you look at a lot of Peruvian culture and the names of places and stuff, it's just so cool to be able to see the indigenous impact there. One of the things I'm most looking forward to when we travel to Peru is learning more. And also like the colors. I'm a very I'm a very colorful person. I love looking at textiles and indigenous art and those kinds of things. It's just so much fun. Yes and no. So I have not had the opportunity to celebrate a Peruvian holiday with Alex. Again, he is really a product of all three of the environments that he's been in. So he's not very firm about celebrating like Peruvian Independence Day and things like that. However, I would love to incorporate those kinds of celebrations into our household. I will say that for our shared holidays like Christmas and New Year's, we have kind of this amalgamation of different pieces going on that I would love to see continue. One thing that I really liked before I found out about my gluten sensitivity that is very hard to find is tallarines a la huancaína. It's just pasta with a huancaína style sauce. It's got cheese and spices and guys, it's just so great. I like ceviche as well. More than ceviche, I like the onion mix and the dressing and it's so great. I just want to take that and keep it in my fridge and eat it by the forkful. My comfort Peruvian food is a tamal. Like a Peruvian style tamal is amazing. I was surprised when I first saw it because it's got this reddish color. If you have the opportunity to try one, please do. You won't regret it unless you have allergies to things, but just enjoy, okay? They're so great. Oh, on the flip side, okay, yes, immediately this one came to my head. I despise, and I am so sorry for the Peruvians watching this, I hate papas a la huancaína. It's cold potatoes with the cheese sauce on top. It's inappropriate, Peru. It really is. I think maybe if it were heated up, I would enjoy it, but As they stand, I am not a fan of those potatoes. I am so sorry. I'm not opposed to spending part of my life outside of the US. I don't think I'll ever get to the point that I will 100% leave because I have a lot of obligations here that just would not allow me to up and move to a different country. But would I be opposed to spending part of my life outside of the US? Absolutely not. Worst case scenario, we would just have a house in both countries. On the surface, yes, we're different races. Yes, we're from different cultures and from different countries. Yes, we speak different native languages, but it's the invisible stuff that trips us up. Alex is somebody who assumes a lot. He will assume I understand him and not speak in complete sentences. And I have to say to him, Alex, I need for you to be specific. I need for you to finish your sentences. You can't just think something and expect me to understand what it is that you're saying. That's also a very Latin American way of communicating as well, just based on what I've learned and based on what I've experienced. There's this like circular way of communicating versus getting right to the meat and potatoes of the subject. I have to remember at times, Alex is not from the United States. He has his own way of communicating and I need to respect it. At the same time, encouraging him to be more direct. You can never be in an intercultural relationship and say that it hasn't done a complete 180 to your life. And whether that's for the good or the bad, I can't, say for everybody else out there. In my case, it's been for the good. I feel like our relationship has done nothing but open our eyes and taught us to think about things in more than one way. It's an exercise in respect. It's an exercise in how flexible you can be, how adaptable you can be. It's enhanced my cultural awareness and cultural sensitivity. It's also enhanced my ability to listen. And I don't mean just listen to words. I mean listening to the subcontext of what's being said, watching Alex's body language, asking questions. My ability to communicate has been improved. My empathy is also improving as well. It's hard, but I feel like it's a hard that's worth investing in, if that makes sense. So I hope y'all enjoyed that little peek into our relationship as an intercultural couple. Of course, if you have more questions, you can always let us know down in the comments below. As we always say on our channel, with God, all things are possible, and I will see you next time. Take care.